FIFA World Cup 2026 has officially started. 48 nations, 3 host countries, 3 opening ceremonies, and approximately 340 million Americans who knew nothing about soccer 2 weeks ago and are now full experts. This is the Week 1 recap. Let's begin. We have a lot to cover. The saxophone is already getting louder. Mexico City went first. June 11th, Estadio Azteca, 87,000 people. Shakira performed, Burna Boy performed, they sang Die Die together. Die Die means let's go in Italian. I have been saying it to my dog, my coffee and the traffic ever since. It works on everything. Then Canada, June 12th, Alanis Morissette and Michael Bublé. At a soccer game, I have spent 72 hours thinking about this. I have reached no conclusion, but I felt national things. Then Los Angeles, Katy Perry, Lisa, Future, Anita, Tyler, Rema. At this point, FIFA was not organising a soccer tournament. They were organising the world's most ambitious playlist. I watched all 3 ceremonies, back to back, on my couch, in a jersey with the tag still on. I have never felt more globally aware in my entire life. Die Die. Before we discuss the actual soccer, we need to talk about the things that happened around the soccer. Lamine Yamal, the 18-year-old Barcelona superstar valued at €358 million, was spotted shopping at a Walmart in rural Georgia. A Walmart. In Georgia. Someone on the internet said, and I quote, "I cannot think of a place on earth where fewer people would recognize Lamine Yamal." They were correct. He was recognized by no one. He bought things. He left. This is the greatest thing that has ever happened. Meanwhile, the entire Norwegian national team, including Erling Haaland, attended Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals in Raleigh, North Carolina. Erling Haaland. At a hockey game in North Carolina. Their base camp is in Greensboro. They are preparing for the World Cup by attending completely unrelated sporting events. I respect this approach deeply. International fans visiting America have discovered Bookies, Waffle House, and Big Gulps. One fan called Taco Bell the Holy Land, another called Bookies, not a gas station, a city. These are both correct assessments. Welcome to America. The first match of the 2026 World Cup was Mexico versus South Africa at the Estadio Azteca, June 11th. Mexico won 2-0. Raul Jimenez scored the first goal of the entire tournament. He is 35 years old. He cried on the pitch, in front of 87,000 people, in his home country, at the World Cup. I was not there. I was on my couch. I also cried, for different reasons. We do not need to discuss those reasons. South Africa had a player sent off in the second half, which made things slightly easier for Mexico. South Africa handled this with dignity. This is the World Cup. Everyone handles everything with dignity and also completely loses their mind simultaneously. That's the format. And then, June 12th, SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles, USA versus Paraguay. Final score, USA 4-1. For context, the US men's national team had never scored more than 3 goals in a single World Cup game in history. Ever. They scored 4. Tonight, against Paraguay. In Los Angeles, Folarin Balogun scored twice. Born in Brooklyn, raised in London, could have played for England, could have played for Nigeria. He chose America. He then scored twice in his World Cup debut. England watched this from home. England did not qualify for the World Cup. England had Folarin Balogun and chose not to use him. I have written this down. In my folder, I have a system. Gio Reyna scored the 4th goal, a dribbler, which is a technique so beautiful it shouldn't exist in a sporting context. It looked like something you do in a park when nobody is watching. He did it at the World Cup. Christian Pulisic ran the game. The crowd at SoFi Stadium lost their minds. At the final whistle, I did something I cannot describe. My neighbour called to check on me. I told him I was fine. I was more than fine. I was a soccer expert. I have always been a soccer expert. Die Die. Canada played their opening match and drew. Michael Bublé had performed at their opening ceremony the day before. Whether this is connected, I cannot say. Canada drew, in their home country, at the World Cup. Michael Bublé was presumably watching. This is fine, a draw is not a loss. As I said 2 days ago about a completely different situation, positive thinking is part of the game. I read that somewhere. I believe it applies here also. Canada, you'll get there. Die. The internet has already produced several years' worth of content in 3 days. The Shakira hip thing has been recreated approximately 14 million times. I attempted it once. In my living room, alone. We will not be discussing what happened. The offside rule explainer videos are back. There are now 400,000 videos explaining the offside rule. I have watched 11 of them. I still do not know what offside means. Nobody does. This is a permanent condition. Erling Haaland at the Stanley Cup has already been turned into a meme about doing completely the wrong thing, in completely the right way. This is the highest form of meme. I support it. The saxophone meme is being used for every bad tackle, every VAR decision, and every time a player falls down at a World Cup. This is correct. This is exactly what the saxophone was designed for. Lamine Yamal at Walmart will be discussed by historians. We are 3 days into a 39-day tournament. There are 101 games left to be played. Messi is here, Mbappe is here, Haaland is here, currently at a hockey game, but he will arrive eventually. USA plays Australia next. After beating Paraguay 4-1. After never scoring more than 3 goals in a World Cup game ever. I have learned 3 player names. I have a jersey. I have my snacks. I have my emotional support water bottle. I am a soccer fan. I have always been a soccer fan. Subscribe if you also became a soccer fan approximately 2 weeks ago. Zeus flagrant takes. No topic is safe. See you next Sunday. Die.